So this is lecture 2 in module 5. In lecture 2, mainly we will discuss the basic symbol representation of MOSFET. Okay, so we'll discuss the symbol of NMOS and PMOS transistors, and we'll also discuss the basic switching action of MOSFET transistors and the basic operation of CMOS inverters. Okay, and the basic structure and operation of CMOS NAND gate and NOR gate. And after that, we will discuss two modification of this CMOS structure, that is known as open drain output configuration and the tri-state CMOS logic. And mainly the module 2 is discussing about CMOS logic family. So CMOS logic family and its features. So when you discuss about CMOS circuit, we need to know the basic symbol used for MOSFET. Okay. Different textbooks use different symbols or slightly modified version of the symbols. So first we will discuss different symbols that are used to represent NMOS and PMOS transistors. So the basic structure of N-channel MOSFET. Okay, there will be substrate called so this particular block is known as a substrate, and for N channel or N MOSFET, there will be two regions called N. Okay, and there will be an oxide layer, SiO2 layer. So this is SiO2 layer, and here you can see the metal portion, that is a gate terminal. So gate terminal, drain terminal, and other terminal is the source terminal. Okay, so this is the source and this is the drain. And in practical case, when you discuss about any MOS transistor, there will be one more terminal. It's not a 3-terminal device, actually a 4-terminal device in a practical MOS transistors. That the 4th terminal is known as a substrate. Okay, normally indicated as SS. And so this is a basic structure of N-channel enhancement type MOS. Okay, now we can think about this simple. Okay, if you take this enhancement type MOSFET, here you can see the symbol figure A, and here you can see that terminal drain. Okay, another terminal source, and the center portion is actually indicating the substrate. Okay, and you can see that for enhancement MOSFET, there is a gap between the two drain and source, this particular region. Okay, channel is formed only by the enhancement of operation. So we can indicate two blank spots, so actually indicating the channel actually. So, and the third terminal is the substrate, and here you can see the some arrow marking the substrate. That arrow you can mark like when there's a channel in this particular region, so that becomes N. So here you can see that the current direction is from P to N, or you can see that this is the direction P to N. So we'll indicate the arrow like this. Okay, and in most of the case, the source terminal and the substrate terminal are in the same potential, so we can show the substrate terminal and source terminal. And you can see that the insulating layer at this particular region, so this is the insulating region between gate and channel, so we can draw like this. So this is a gate terminal, and here you can see the N channel MOSFET. Okay, and now we can discuss about the P channel MOSFET. And for the P channel MOSFET, the substrate is N type. So substrate is N type, and two regions, drain and source. drain and source regions, they are actually P regions. And there will be an SiO2 layer. This SiO2 layer, and there will be a gate terminal. And when you draw the symbol of P channel MOSFET, so again, three regions which indicate drain, substrate, and source. So this is actually substrate region. And here it is an when there is a channel, so that region becomes P. So here you can see that P to N direction will be like this, from channel to substrate. So the arrow mark will be like this. And in most of the case, the source terminal and the substrate terminal are the same potential, so you can short these two terminals. And we know that SiO2 layer is insulating region, so here you can see a gap. Here also you can see some gap. That gap is actually indicating the insulating portion. So this is the structure of P channel MOSFET. Okay. So this is a basic structure of N channel and P channel MOSFET and the corresponding symbol for enhancement MOSFET. But most of the time this symbol is contain more components and it's very difficult to represent. And that's why in most of the textbook they are using very simplified representation of this CMOS. So this is the exact representation of N-channel MOSFET. And but if you refer in some textbook, they will use a very simplified representation. So we will discuss that also. Okay. Now we need to know when you discuss about CMOS logic family. It's actually CMOS logic family, but now we are discussing about MOS transistors: metal oxide, semiconductor, field effect transistor. There will be two types: N channel and P channel. Now we need to know the switching operation of this N channel and MOSFET. We don't require the detailed working at this particular moment. We require when the transistor will be on and when the transistor will be in the off condition. That is a switch operation. We're only concentrating on the switching operation. So if you take the N channel switch here or N channel MOSFET, and if you apply plus 5 volt, so this is very important, drain terminal is connected to plus 5 volt and the source terminal is connected to the ground potential. Okay, that is zero potential. And if you apply plus 5 volt to the N channel MOSFET, and this transistor will be in the on condition and it will conduct, and equivalent circuit will be a closed switch. Okay, so we can call it as an on condition. Switch is in the on condition in the conduction mode. So there will be a current flow from drain to source. So when you apply plus 5 volt at the gate terminal in the N channel MOSFET, there is a current flow from drain to source. And now we'll discuss the P channel MOSFET. Sorry, again the same N channel MOSFET, and the applied input voltage at the gate terminal is 0 volt. And when you apply 0 volt, this transition the off condition. So we can see that switch is in the off condition. So there will not be any current flow through this transistor when the input gate terminal is at 0 potential. Okay, this is a basic working. So when you apply plus 5 volt or logic 1 at the gate terminal, the transistor will be in the on condition. And when you apply 0 at the N channel MOSFET gate terminal, the transistor will be in the off condition. So similarly, we need to discuss about the P channel MOSFET. So just opposite. When you apply the 0 volt at the gate terminal of the P channel MOSFET, so this is a P channel MOSFET. Okay, here you can see the drain is connected to ground and source is connected to plus 5 volt. Okay, anyway, only thing you should check here that the gate terminal is at 0 potential, so it will be in the on condition. It will act as a closed switch. Okay, so there will be a current flow through the transistor. Now, if you take the other case, in the P channel MOSFET, when you apply plus 5 volt at the gate terminal, this P channel MOSFET will be in the off condition and you can see an open circuit. There will not be any current flow through the transistor. So you should know, if you know these conditions, you can easily identify the CMOS circuit. So before studying the CMOS circuit, make sure that you are comfortable with this For an N channel switch, if you apply plus 5 volt, the transistor will be in the on condition. If you apply 0, the transistor will be in the off condition. And for the P channel, if you apply 0 volt, transistor will be in the on condition. And if you apply plus 5 volt, transistor will be in the open condition. Now we can discuss two other symbols used to represent the CMOS circuit. So instead of using the detailed symbol, in some textbook follow the given structure. Okay, and here in order to represent the N channel and P channel MOSFET, so they are using symbols like this. Okay, one terminal will be drain, one will be source, and another terminal will be gate. So there is a gap between this gate terminal and the channel to indicate that this is an insulating area. Okay, there is an insulating area, so there is a gap. And this is actually the symbol used for N channel, because in N channel, if you apply plus 5 volt, transistor will be in the on condition, and if you apply 0, it is in the off condition. The same thing, working same. Now we can see the P channel, and in order to represent the P channel MOSFET, okay, there is only one difference. At the gate terminal, we will put a bubble. So this bubble is actually indicating that when you apply 0 volt here, the transistor will be in the on condition, or we can say this is a PMOS transistor symbol, and this is the N MOSFET. Okay, so either you can use the first symbols or the second one. And now we'll discuss one more symbol, which is actually indicating the symbols which is similar to the NPN transistor or BJT transistor. For example, BJT transistor, for a NPN transistor, the symbol used is, this is actually emitter base collector. This is not MOSFET, this is actually BJT. But in the case of BJT, to indicate that it's the NPN, we will use the current direction will be like this, from base to emitter. To indicate the similar symbol in MOSFET, we are using another representation. Here you can see that gate terminal, drain source, and here you can see the arrow mark, which is similar to the NPN transistor. Okay, and for the P MOSFET, we will use the symbol similar to your PNP transistor. Okay, so this is actually collector, emitter, base. Okay, this is actually BJT, not a MOSFET, but we use a similar symbol for representing PMOS transistor. Here you can see that there is a current direction from emitter to base in the case of PMOS. So a similar shape you can observe here. So the three set of symbols we use, either you can use the first one or the second one or the third one. Okay, and the working will be same, only the representation is different, and you can choose any one of this representation. Okay, and now we'll move to the circuit syllabus portion, that is CMOS inverter. We need to discuss about CMOS inverter. And in the previous lecture, we discussed about MOSFET. Okay, that is metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. Now we are discussing about a complementary MOS. In complementary MOS, in a single circuit, we are using both logic, that is NMOS and PMOS. In a single circuit, we will use both NMOS and PMOS transistor. That contain N channel and P channel. Okay. Now we will see the basic structure of a CMOS inverter. Inverter means actually NOT gate. How the CMOS logic will operate as a NOT gate, that is inverter. Okay. So this is a symbol of a PMOS transistor, and this is a symbol for NMOS transistor. The entire combination will act as a CMOS inverter. So you can, for the inverter gate, this is the inverter gate. If you apply 1, output will be 0. If you apply 0, output will be 1. Okay, this is a logic operation. And here you will apply input. Only one input is required and only one out. Okay. Here you can see that the source terminal of the PMOS transistor is connected to VDD. In the case of BJT or in normal circuit, we will call it as VCC. But in the case of MOS, we will represent this power supply as VDD. And here you can see the ground terminal. Okay. And this common point is used as the output point. And the input is connected to both gate terminal of the PMOS and NMOS. And instead of using this symbol, I can use the second figure also. Either I can use the first figure or the second figure. So second figure is a more simplified symbol. So I prefer the second one because very simple. So here you can see that this is the gate terminal, and here you can see the drain source terminals and out. One thing, you need the gate terminal. Okay, the upper portion is actually indicating the PMOS and the lower portion is actually indicating the MOSFET. Now we can see how this circuit will operate as an inverter. Okay. Assume that you are applying a 0 volt at this particular point. That is logic 0. Logic 0 or 0 volt is applied at this particular point. Means here you will get 0, here also you will get 0. And the upper terminal, upper PMOS transistor is the PMOS transistor. For the PMOS transistor, if the gate terminal is 0, okay, you can refer the previous slide. That if it is a PMOS transistor and the input voltage is 0, the transistor will be in the on condition. Okay, so based on that particular idea, we know that the upper transistor will be in the on condition because at the gate terminal can see 0. And in the lower portion is an NMOS transistor and the gate terminal is connected to 0 volt. Means this transistor will be in the off condition. There is no conduction. So this is in the off condition. This transistor will be in the on condition. If it is on, means there is a current flow through this transistor. And there is no path to ground. So we will get VDD at the output side. VDD means a high voltage. So we will get a logic high at the output side. Logic high at the output side, or logic 1 at the output side. Means that VDD volt or plus 5 volt will be, if you are connecting plus 5 volt here, you will get plus 5 at the output side. So if you apply logic 0, you are getting logic 1 at the output side. This is one operation. Okay. If you apply logic 0 at the input, you are getting logic 1 at the output side. Now we'll discuss the other combination, that you are going to apply logic 1 or plus 5 volt at the input side. If you apply plus 5 volt at the input side, here you'll get plus 5 volt or plus 5 volt, or you can say that logic 1. Okay, logic 1 at the output side, sorry, input side. So if you apply positive voltage at the gate terminal of the PMOS transistor, that transistor will become off. So there is no current flow through this particular transistor. But this is a NMOS transistor. For the NMOS transistor, if you are applying a plus 5 volt at the input side of the gate terminal, this transistor will be in the on condition. So this transistor will conduct. So here you can see the ground terminal. Ground terminal means 0 volt. So at the output side, you will get 0. 0 means it's logic 0. So if you are applying logic 1, you are getting logic 0 at the output side. Okay. So this is all about the NOT gate or the inverter circuit. So this particular configuration is known as the CMOS inverter. I think it's clear. Now we'll move to again the same thing by using the other symbol. I can see that if you are applying high, you'll get a low, because if you are applying high, the upper portion is P, lower portion is NMOS. If you are applying high, the transistor will be in the off condition and this transistor will be in the on condition. If it is on, there is a low voltage that will be available at the output side. Again, the same thing in the previous slide, we already explained all these things using the other diagram. This again explanation is we are repeating by using the other circuit. If you are applying 0 at this particular point or logic low, the PMOS transistor will be in the on condition and this will be in the off condition. So if this transistor off and this transistor on, means you will get VDD at the output side, that is logic high. Okay. Now we need to discuss about the NAND logic in CMOS. Okay. So this is a basic structure of NAND circuit by using this CMOS logic. That is, we are using PMOS and NMOS. Here you will apply input A and B. Okay, two transistors you can see. This is NMOS transistor. This is also NMOS transistor. The upper portion again you can see the PMOS transistor, two PMOS transistor. And NAND gate means so we can write the two table of NAND gate. If two inputs A B 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1 and the output will be okay, these are the output. If both inputs are 0, output is 1. Again 0 1, output is 1. Okay, this is NAND gate actually. So A B the whole bar. Okay, here also 1, here we will get 0 if any one of the input is 0. Here you can see that any one of the input is 0, output is 1. That's a NAND operation. So now we need to verify that whether this particular circuit will operate as a NAND gate. Okay, instead of drawing this particular circuit, I can use the very simplified diagram. It will be more comfortable. uh, I'll tell you how we can draw this. Okay, see, the lower portion you need to draw by using NMOS. So if you divide this particular circuit into two parts, this is known as the lower portion. This is the upper portion. Lower portion you need to draw by using NMOS transistor, and upper portion by using PMOS. And if it is a NAND gate, you can think about the AND operation. Okay, uh, so if you connect two switching circuit, if two switches are connected in series, A B means this circuit will operate as an AND. Okay, it's equivalent to AND. If two switches are connected in parallel means, okay, that operation is equivalent to OR operation. So this is AND operation. So here we required actually NAND gate. So here you can see some ANDing operation. So lower portion you need to draw by using the basic switching circuit. Okay, and we only need to, I will tell you a trick to draw this particular circuit. When this is a NAND gate, you think about AND, and if two switches are connected in series, that switching circuit will act as an AND gate. So you need to draw two transistors, that is NMOS transistors, in a series manner. Okay, so this is the NMOS transistor, they are connected in series, and one terminal is ground. Okay, so this operation is actually indicating the AND operation, and this is the lower portion. Now we need to draw the upper portion. And if you are drawing lower portion is a series connection, you need to draw the upper portion just opposite as the parallel connection. Okay, so at the upper portion you need to connect the parallel operation. So here you can see that this is PMOS transistor, and upper portion you need to draw by using PMOS. Okay, and the common point is connected to VDD. Okay, two transistors, and the center portion is to take the output, and one input is connected to one terminal of this transistor, other one is here. So these transistors are NMOS transistors, and the upper portion is a PMOS transistor. So the same A input should be connected to here. Okay, one input is connected to here, and other input is okay, can connect to B. So these 2 points are same. Okay, either I can draw repeatedly A and B, or I can connect these two lines. Okay, either I can draw like this, or I can indicate that this input is B. Okay, this is A. I think you got how to draw. You got an idea about how to draw the circuit. Okay, always think about the lower portion. If lower portion is if it is a NAND gate, lower portion you can think about is an AND. AND means series connection. So draw the series connection to the lower portion. And if you are drawing lower portion as in the series connection, the upper portion you must draw in the parallel combination. So here and lower portion is we'll use NMOS, and upper portion is a PMOS. And this is a basic structure, and now we'll discuss how this particular circuit will operate as an AND gate. Either you can draw the detailed structure or the very simplified diagram. Okay, I think you got the idea about circuit diagram. Now we will discuss the working. Okay, so this is the basic NAND gate, and we'll see how this circuit will operate as a NAND gate. For NAND operation, A, B, uh, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. We need to verify all these cases. So assume that the first key is 0. A is 0, B is 0. So here it is 0, here it is 0, B is 0, B is 0. Okay. And we know that for NMOS transistor, if logic 0 is applied, the transistor will be in the off condition. Okay. And here also it is indicated as a transistor Q1, Q2. So assume that this is Q1 and this is Q2. And this is Q3 and Q4. In the first case, we know that Q2, Q3 will be on, because for a PMOS transistor, if you apply logic 0, this transistor will be in the on condition. Okay, so the upper transistor will be in the on condition, and the lower transistor will be in the off condition. Okay, this is connected to VDD. Now we can see that the upper transistor on means the VDD will flow like this, and you will get a VDD at the output side. So it can take two paths. This transistor will also in the on condition. So at the output side, you will get a high value. Okay, high. So when both inputs are 0, A and B are 0, your output becomes high. Okay, so we got one explanation. Now we need to discuss about the other combination. Now we'll think about when the A input is low and B is high. So that is the second case. A input is 0, B input is high, 0, 1. And for the PMOS transistor, when the A input is 0, so this is Q1 and this is Q2, this is Q3 and Q4. Okay. When A input is 0, this transistor will be in the on condition because it's a PMOS transistor. Okay, and the lower portion and here B is connected to 1 means this transistor will be in the off condition. And the lower portion is the NMOS transistor. When you apply 0, this transistor will be in the off condition and this transistor will be in the on condition. So there is no current flow through this transistor. So there is no connection to the ground. So it will be in an open circuit. Here also this transistor is off. So there is no connection. But here you can see that the transistor Q1 is in on condition. So there will get a path to the output side. So you'll get a logic high output at the output side. So output is equal to 1. Okay. Now we'll discuss the other case. Now we need to consider about the other input. When A is high, B is low. When A is high and B is low, A is high, B is low, this transistor will be in the off condition. So there is no current flow. And the B transistor, Q2 transistor will be in the on condition. So there is a path. And here you can say Q3 is in the on condition, but Q4 is in the off condition. So Q4 off means there is no current flow to the ground. So current will flow to the output side again. So output will be high. So again you will get high. Now we'll discuss the last possibility. That is both transistors are in the on condition. So this is Q3. Q1 and Q2, when both inputs are high, means A is equal to 1, B is equal to 1, A is equal to 1, B is equal to 1. And for the upper portion, we know that it's a PMOS transistor. When you're applying a logic 1, the transistor will be in the off condition. This is also in off condition. So there is no current flow from VD to the output side. But the lower portion is an NMOS, so both the transistor will be in the on condition. So you will get a continuous path to the ground. So output will be low or ground potential. So now we can see that this is equivalent to the NAND gate. Any one of the input is 0, output is okay. This is the working of CMOS NAND gate. Okay. And when the circuit is given, it's very easy to identify. Just observe the lower portion and the lower portion is connected as a switch, series switch. Okay, just visualize as a series switch instead of transistor. You can visualize as a switch. One is B, and if you are connecting in series in the lower portion, which is an AND operation, so this is a CMOS logic. So you put it as a AB the whole part. Okay, that's all. Easily you can identify this is an AND. Now we need to discuss about the NOR gate. Okay, I already mentioned that if it is an OR gate means again we need two connections. The lower portion you will use NMOS transistors, and the upper portion you will use PMOS. The same input A is connected to the upper portion and lower portion, similarly B. Okay, and output is taken from the center point. Instead of drawing using this detailed diagram, I can draw the very simplified diagram. So if you observe this particular diagram, we know that the lower portion we will draw by using NMOS transistor and upper portion by using PMOS. And if you observe the gate, this is an NOR gate, or you can simply visualize as an OR gate. If it is an OR gate, switches must be connected in parallel. If there is a parallel switch, okay, AB, okay, this is A plus B, an OR operation. So we need to connect the transistor in the OR category. Okay, so NMOS transistor, you need to draw two transistors, the lower portion, and show the common point which is connected to ground. The other point is connected. So this is the gate terminal of the NMOS transistor. One input is given here, another. And the upper portion, if the lower portion is drawn in parallel, upper portion must be series connection. Okay. So this is PMOS transistor, and one point is connected to VDD. The center point you will use to take the output. Here also we need to connect A and B. Okay. So now this is the structure of NOR gate. Now we need to discuss about the working of this particular. Okay. This is transistor Q1, this is Q2, and this is Q3, and this is Q4. Now, when both inputs are low, okay, so this NOR gate means AB 00011011 is a NOR gate, A plus B the whole bar. Okay, if both inputs are 0, you will get output 1, and any one of the input is 1, output will be 0. Okay, so this is a NOR operation. Now we need to verify this truth table. Both inputs are 0, so that is the first case. 0 0 0 0, and the lower portion is NMOS, so transistor will be in the off condition, and the upper portion is a PMOS transistor, so transistor will be in the on condition when you apply 0 at the gate terminal. So here you will get a conducting path to the output side. Okay, so you will get a logic high output at the output side because this terminal is connected to VDD. So first condition is valid. Now we can verify the other conditions. Now the other combination is A is low, B is high. So A low, B high is 0, and the lower portion you know that is the NMOS transistor. So Q3 transistor will be off and Q4 will be in the on condition. Okay, and upper portion PMOS transistor Q1 will be in the on condition and Q2 will be in the off condition because it's a PMOS transistor, and for the PMOS transistor if you are applying 0 at the gate terminal, transistor becomes on. And here there is no conduction, but at the lower portion, so you will not get VDD at the output side because this transistor in the off condition. Now at the lower portion you can see that Q3 is in off condition but Q4 is in on. So here you will get a conducting path, so you can observe the ground potential at this particular point, that is 0. So when you apply 0 1, output will be 0. Now if you consider the other input, when the A input is high and B input is low, we can discuss that case. So now we can assume that A is 1 and B is 0, A 1 and B 0. Okay.
Again, upper portion is the PMOS transistor. When there is a logic 1, the transistor will be in on condition, and when there is a 1 at the input side of the PMOS transistor, this will be in the off condition. So there is no current flow possible through the transistor. So VDD cannot reach its output terminal. But at the lower portion, we know that Q4 is in the off condition because 0 is connected at the input terminal of B transistor or Q4 transistor. So here we can see the non condition because we are applying 1 here. So there is a path to ground. So you can observe a 0 ground potential at the output side. So the third condition is valid. Now we can discuss about the other possibility. There's a last case. If both inputs are high, that is 1 1. If both inputs are 1, we know that the upper portion is PMOS, so transistor will be in the off condition. Here also it is in the off condition, and the lower portion, both the transistors are on condition. So you will get two conducting paths to ground. So output terminal is connected to ground, so 0. So this is the working of NOR gate. Okay, so equivalent to NOR, and it's very easy to identify. The given figure is NOR in CMOS. Just look at the lower portion. If the lower portion is connected in parallel, that is NMOS logic is connected in parallel, means two transistors are connected in parallel. So these are the two transistors are connected in parallel. It's equivalent to two switches are connecting in parallel. Okay. So this is equal to OR operation A plus B. So this logic is A plus B, but this is a CMOS logic, so we can put it as A plus B the whole part. That is an OR operation. I think the working of NOR is clear now. Now we'll move to the some advanced configuration of this CMOS. And one concept is known as the open drain configuration. The term open drain actually means that the drain terminal of the output resistance is unconnected and must be connected to externally to VD through a lock. Means if you buy any open drain type CMOS logic family, the output point terminal of this particular transistor is unconnected. Usually we will connect this terminal to a VDD point, but in the case of open drain configuration, this transistor output point will not be connected to any VDD. It will connect unconnected in the unconnected form. So an external pull-up resistor must be connected. So this is actually an IC. Here also you can see some IC. And if it is an open drain configuration, the IC output terminal, there is a drain terminal. This is the drain terminal of the transistor, is unconnected to VDD. So we need to use an extra resistor externally to the VDD. So that configuration was an open drain. So this is internally connected. This is internally connected to VDD. This is external. And this external connection is known as the external pull-up resistor, because pull-up means if the resistor is connected to VDD, is known as a pull-up. And if any line is connected to ground, it's known as pull-down transistor, a pull-down resistor. Now, in this particular case, we are connecting to pull-up resistor. And this configuration is also useful to connect a wired AND configuration, because without any extra hardware, simply connecting the common point of the transistors, we can perform the AND operation. So we don't require any extra AND operation in the case of open. So now we'll see the structure. I already explained the structure of this particular. This is unconnected output, open drain configuration. The last transistor will not be connected to the VCC internally. So this is an open terminal. So we need to connect an external resistor to VDD or VCC, and this connection is known as a pull-up resistor. And one advantage we know that if we connect like this, it can configure as in a wired AND configuration without any, for example, if it is an open gate, open drain terminal, the output terminal of that particular IC, if we connect simply this equivalent to an AND operation. We don't require any extra AND gate at this particular point. Simply if you short wires at output side of the open drain configuration, it will act as an wired AND gate. Okay. And another configuration of CMOS logic factory is the tri-state CMOS gate configuration. Usually we'll say that for any particular IC, the output will be either low or high. And in tri-state CMOS gate, there will be one more state that known as the high impedance state. High impedance state. Okay, and usually indicated as Z. So for such configuration, we will use an extra hardware to make the connection. That is, I can simply draw a. So for example, it's equivalent to a two-way connected switch. So this terminal is plus 5 volt, and this terminal is ground potential. Okay, if this particular switch is connected to, for example, this terminal 1 and this is terminal 2 and terminal 3. If it is at terminal 3, we know that there is no connection between with 1 or 2. So it placed in a high impedance state. And when you are connecting this terminal to 2, means you will get a low at the output side. And if you are connecting this terminal to 1, you are getting a plus 5 volt. And if it is not connected to either 1 or 2, we will not get any high or low. The output is known as the high impedance state. And this is a simple used for indicating the tri-state logic. So if it is an inverter circuit and there is an enable pin and here is an active low enable. Okay, and if you enable this particular gate, if you apply high, you will get lower because it will act as an inverter circuit. And again, this circuit is enabled, and when you apply 0, because it's an active low signal, if you apply low at the input side, you will get high. Okay, and when this control terminal is at high, means that it's in a disabled condition because we need to apply logic 0 to enable this particular IC. So whatever be the input, if it is 0 or 1, output will be a high impedance state. That is an open state. So that's a state.